Yo everyone, it's Sam here. Welcome to the finale of Former Xbox Season 4. We're here in Spa for round 22 of the season. It's the second 50% special of the season. And here we are in qualifying then. Now, I've obviously got a bit of explaining to do, because this is the first league race I've posted on my channel for about 2 or 3 months now. And in fact, the last time I did upload a race, we were here in Former Xbox at Spa. So, yeah, there's certainly a lot of explaining to do, and yeah, I'm going to try and cover it as briefly as I can during this qualifying lap. But yeah, if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I've pretty much fallen completely out of love with F1 2013 over the last couple of months, just because for no reason my connection has dropped significantly in the game, and I haven't been able to do a single league race without having some lag problems that have affected my race or ruined someone else's race, and that's really disheartening when you're trying to play these games. And yeah, it's really just really ruined the game for me completely, because there's really just no explanation for it. And of course in Former Xbox my results have been pretty average really in the second half of the season, with or without the lag. I mean, of course I had problems with my wheel not long ago, and I was using a controller for a bit, and my results were pretty poor, and well, due to some low numbers I still got points most of the time, but yeah, it just hasn't really been much worth uploading. And also just thanks to the fact that Saturday is a really busy day for me. I've accidentally overslept for a few races now, so yeah, that is some explanation as to why there hasn't been much Former Xbox or any league races on my channel lately. But yeah, that was my best round qualifying. Now this last run I actually messed up, but we're actually going to watch the end of qualifying here, because this is probably the most incredible qualifying session I've ever seen in a league race. You can see how close it is there between Psycho Swish and RLS2RM, as Psycho Swish is a reserve in this for this final race, and RLS2RM has already wrapped up the title quite a few rounds ago now. But we've got Mr. Joker's here, who's probably been RLS's biggest challenge this season. And then we've got Pro Racing as well, who's also been up there, probably third fastest overall this season. Stockmart, who's on a lap as well, and also Arte. But it's really the McLaren and the Ferrari that we're focusing on here, because they're the ones that are looking the quickest. And you can see here Joker's coming through Blanchimont up towards the bus stop chicane now, and it could be a very quick lap. It could get him on pole position here, or at least on the front row, maybe. Well, seeing what he's looking at, well, he's already third anyway, so he's coming across the line. He's gone second, and we're going to have a look at how close it was. It was 8 thousandths of a second off of Psycho Swish's time, but he's managed to split him and RS up there. But we've got Pro Racing coming out of the final chicane now. He's on a quick lap as well, and coming across the line, and he goes fastest. And we are going to look at the times now, and he set an identical time to Psycho Swish, which is incredible. And that is the closest qualifying I've ever seen. The top 4 separated by 0.037. That is just mental. And I don't really understand how Pro Racing got pole position there, unless it's like a mechanic in the game where it managed to work out their times to like 4 decimal places, and his was like faster in that sense or something. But I'm not really sure how it works. But you see there we're 5th, and we were sort of best of the rest after that madness at the front of the grid. But we're going to the grid now then, and it's the Ferrari on pole. There's me in 5th, my teammate, yep, I actually have a teammate, shock horror, is 13th after not taking part in qualifying. And we're going up to mix 3 now then for the start. The lights are coming on. And for the final time this season we are away, and it's an alright start for us there, but we've already got Arte looking at us into this first corner, and he's coming on our outside even, and there's a bit of contact here with him and Arte, him and RSDREM, and the latter spun, so that was a bit unfortunate there. But we up into 4th now, looking at Psycho Swish, who's already lost a position to Joker's off the line, and him and Pro Racing are at the front battling now for the lead. And I'm looking at Psycho for 3rd place now. Of course he's a reserve, so I'm really already in 3rd if you look at it that way. We're going into Le Calm. Oh, and the Mercedes have touched. Me and Jordan have touched, and yeah, luckily no puncture there for him or front wing damage for me, but there's certainly contact into Lecom, and I fear I may be getting some boos after the race now, because that was a bit of an opportunistic move into Lecom, and we both cut the corner there for some reason. I think I was just following his line that closely that I accidentally cut it as well. But we're skipping to later on in the lap. As you can see, at the front there's still battle going on, but they've collided. The Ferrari and the McLaren have both made contact, and they've dropped back, and me and Jordan are going up into first and second place now then. So how about that? Of course, with him being a reserve, I'm now technically the race leader, but I still want that position. I want it to be official that I'm the race leader in this, as we got Brandon in third, which is technically second, and then Joker's behind him. But we're going towards Eau Rouge now then. I want to get into his slipstream and try and make a move this time. Of course, there's a little bit of contact the first time round, but hopefully this time we can do it cleanly. And I'm on the outside line now, and this is really a carbon copy of what Rosberg was doing, but I've got a much better line than he has, and I'm around the outside and into the lead. And we have not seen that much in Formula Xbox this season, it has to be said. This is pretty much the only season in league racing where I've not won a race, and that is kind of a depressing stat for me. Of course, there's some very quick drivers in this league like Arastrem and Jokers and Pro Racing, and of course Jordan, which really explains that. But we're going through P1 now, and I've run wide there as I did so many times in the Cody's league. Now Jordan's hit the back of me. He's looking at me now into this chicane. I've tried to outbrake him, but I've locked up and I'm on the grass. But we've managed to avoid contact, which I think it says a lot about how many times we've battled now, that we can pretty much go wheel to wheel so many times in a couple of laps without any major incident. We're skipping to lap 4 now, and he's coming for quite an early pit stop there, has to be said. I guess he just wanted to get a nice bit of an undercut there. I think he can still do the race on 2 stops from there, but my plan was to set out to lap 6, but I've got the lead now then. My teammate's worked his way up to second place now, and so some Marussia 1-2 as it stands. So it's looking pretty good for us in this final race of the season. Looks like things might be finally looking up, as we're going into the pit lane then at the end of lap 6. As I said, my teammate came in on lap 5, so he may get the undercut on us here, but I'm just going to stick to my strategy, see how it goes. My plan was to go option prime, which is a little bit different from what I would usually do, but I just wanted to get another quick stint in here, and then just go on to primes for the end stretch. But it's a good stop for us. I mean, it was nice and clean really, because we were at the end of the pit lane and we had a comfortable lead. We're at the pits then, and as expected we've lost a couple of places. There's our teammate going through. I think Jordan's already gone through, and Brandon, who is still on his original option tyres as Arastrem, makes a move on us around the outside going into Eau Rouge. That's not really a move you would normally see, but he's pulled it off very well, and he's up into P4. We've got DRS, so we're looking back at him here into Lecom, but it doesn't look like we're really going to be able to do anything. And yeah, he's got the move done for now. I think we're going to skip a little bit now, and we are to later on in the lap, where up ahead my teammate is going to make a mistake. He's into the gravel, and Arastrem is through, and so am I, just about. But of course he's going to be looking to try and get that move straight back, that position straight back off us here. Of course we're going towards Blanchimont and the bus stop chicane, so that's probably going to be his best chance to do it, and he's already back in the slipstream of us here towards the bus stop, and he's getting side by side, and he's on the outside. We're going alongside into the bus stop, but we both have moments of our own there. I've already seen his footage, and we both were making our own mistakes into the chicane there, and I managed to come out on top, and I've kept P4 for now. Then of course it is technically P3 and P2 and 3 that we're in at the minute. No, we're not. They're 3 and 4 because I can't count apparently. But yes, P4 and 5 on the track at the minute. So want to try and catch up to Arastrem, but I know that's like nailing jelly to a wall really. But we've got, my teammate at the slipstream, there's a little bit of lag going on there as well. With a nice slam dunk move there for him with DRS. And he's back up into P4. So it looks like it could be another race long battle like it was in the Cody's league with Jordan. But you can see we're all caught to Brandon, who still hasn't stopped. And it's like Magnussen, Button and Alonso there down the straight as they're all heading towards the chicane. And there's a bit of lag going on. Brandon forces Arastrem out wide, and he has to take the escape route. And again, a bit stuck on Brandon there because he's got so little grip on his tyres. And going into Rivage, I think his corner is. I'm just going to try and force my way through here on the inside because I don't want to lose any time. And I'm up into P3 then. And of course, I've already said like a million times in this race, Jordan's a reserve, so it is technically a Marussia 1-2 with me and Luke at the minute. So it's going very well at this stage. And heading into the beginning of the 10th lap, he's got the back end way out of shape into the first corner, and I'm going to have a look at him now into, well, I was getting alongside him on the run up to Eau Rouge. Again, a little bit of lag going on. As I said, this always happens now, but hasn't really affected us too much in this race so far as we're heading up Eau Rouge. But of course he's just going to have DRS straight away again, so it doesn't really make much difference how we took the place from him there. Of course we've got to watch out for Astram, who's obviously going to try and get him back that place on us. I was actually surprised at how well we were managing to hold him off here. I have to say, I think it's just because of the different tyres we were on. Mine were a bit newer, of course. But yeah, here on lap 10 then we're going to line him up into the bus stop chicane again. A little bit of lag going on again. And of course that makes it a bit difficult to pull off the move. But still, we're right there as we're heading now onto the pit straight. I'll get a much better run out of the corner. The final corner that is, and I've got DRS now, and I should be able to pull off the move into turn 1, but then I realised it was pretty much pointless, but I've already done the move now, so well, it's done now. But as I said, pretty pointless because of course he's just going to have DRS on us now once we're up out of Radion, so yeah, we're going to be saying goodbye to that second place pretty quickly as we, yeah, and it's just a pretty simple move here. But I have to say that for the first time in months I was enjoying a league race here, and this was a really fun battle that I was having with a few of these guys like Jordan and Luke and Alistram. But you're going to see now, as we're going to skip to later in the lap, exactly why I have fallen out of love with F1 2013 as we're heading up now towards Blanchimont, and he's lagging about and they suddenly slowed, and what on earth is going on here? Well, I can tell you that is what was going on, and I don't even know what to say about it because, I mean, how can... Well, I don't even know what to say about that. I literally do not know. And as I was saying, I was really enjoying this race as well, and this, I mean, I'm sure this gives you some idea as to why I just can't stand this game anymore. I don't want this to turn into too much of a rant here, but I mean, that's just not acceptable really in well, a game like this. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but never mind. But the fact that I don't get anything like that in any other game, and then it's happening to me all the time when I play this, and it's ruining leagues that I always enjoy. I mean, it's just not good enough really, and it has to be improved for 2014. I come in a lap after this anyway to change my front wing and to put on primes to the end of the race, because I thought I might as well now then, seeing as I've already knackered those by spinning off. But yeah, the bitterness there. But anyway, I'm out of the pits then in P9, not what I wanted, but by the end of the lap I've caught up to Kev with my fresh tyres, so we should be getting past him pretty easily here. And yeah, there we go, out of that corner. I don't know what it's called, but we're up into P8 then. But of course he's going to have slipstream on us now, so you know, we probably haven't got it done just yet, as he's following us now through Blanchimont and now towards the bus stop chicane. We seem to have been doing a lot of defending so far in this race from people into this chicane. He's trying to go to the outside. I'm going to try and hold my ground. I clatter that first curb and he's gone straight on, I think, and then he goes into the pits, I believe. So we've got 8th place for now. We're going to skip now to the next lap where we saw there for a brief second Legion going into the pits, and then I think someone else does. I think it's Racing who goes in, and we're up into 6th place for now then. I think Arte was in as well. As we're heading around turn 1 then, we're in 6th place, which is not what we wanted, and you can see that he's out ahead of us, which is just kind of depressing because he's on option tyres now, and well, we really should have been ahead of him in this race, but just for an instant that didn't even happen technically. I am now down in 6th, but we've actually managed to catch up to him as he was getting stuck in a battle with the one stop in Brandon. But you're going to see here another case of just the lag that I've been getting. As Arte runs wide, that actually did happen, that one, surprisingly. But then Brandon goes off, no he didn't. And yeah, this carries on for a couple of laps actually, as I was stuck behind him. And I was stuck behind him because I just didn't know where he was. and this is really frustrating because this is happening a lot in every race with everyone. I mean, incidents like the one with Luke don't really happen that much, but just this, where I think someone's alongside me and then they suddenly reappear just ahead, and you see there it caused me to lock up. I almost missed the chicane completely, and that is so frustrating. I'll actually skip out a load of this bit because it's just the same old shit, really, to be completely honest. We're going to look at the inside. You can see Arte was trying to make a move on me, and I mean, I was getting no lag from him as well, and this is what's just really frustrating. I wasn't getting any lag from him, and he wasn't getting any lag from either of us, so on his screen I was just looking like a complete idiot, just like driving all over the place trying to avoid this lagging McLaren. But I've had enough of this now, and into the bus stop chicane I'm quite late on the brakes. I'm up on the inside and I pretty much just forced him out wide, and I didn't even expect that one to have been legit because I was certain that he would reappear ahead of me, but he actually didn't, and I actually had that move done. So how about that? Skipping to lap 20 then, and Arte is now lining this up. I think Brandon dropped back just because of how much he was struggling with his tyres, given that he one stopped, but Arte is looking at us now, running outside into Lacombe, and yeah, he's through now into 4th. I mean, he's a reserve too, so we're technically in 3rd place here, which is alright, but you can see there's a little bit of lag going on now as well, in fact, so well, what can you say about it? I mean, I hope you watching this are getting a good idea now of why I don't like league races anymore, and why I don't like the F1 2013 game anymore, because, yeah, well, this was actually a really fun race. I mean, this is why I'm uploading it, in fact, because this was probably the best race I've had in months, and again it just got ruined by the same problems that I've been having for 2 months now, so it's a real shame that this has happened, and I can't see myself enjoying F1 2014 if it continues to be like that, because, yeah, well, you can guess why. But we're still following Arte around here then, and well, as I said, it doesn't really matter if we pass him or not, because, well, yeah, well, his result won't count. We've got a nice gap back to Brandon now anyway. We're following up towards the bus stop, having a look at him, but I actually lifted off a bit early, and then when I braked I just locked up completely. So yeah, that pretty much ended any chance I had of catching him, but it doesn't really matter, as I said, as we're going to come up towards the line now. It's Psycho Swish who wins, but as he's a reserve, as I said 10 times now, it doesn't count. And it was actually my teammate that ended up winning this one from RS Strem, the champion, and there is the result. I'm in P5 then, of course it'll be moved up to P3, so it's a double podium for Marussia then in the final round of the season, and it is a whole season without a win for us, so that is quite disappointing, I have to say. Yes, I mean, it's the first league that I've been in like for the whole season where I haven't won a single race, so that's a bit of a depressing thought, I guess. But you're watching a few donuts here now, and which were actually for Legion, because he's retiring from former Xbox now then at the end of the season, and that's a real shame really, because I've raced him in TGP and Pinnacle and former Xbox, and I mean, he's a great racer, and it'll be a shame that I won't be racing with him anymore, and a shame for the league really, because he was one of the originals in this league too. I think he's been at Williams in all 4 seasons in fact, so yeah, it will be a big loss to the league, and it will be a very different league without him, so a little shout out to him there in his last race, and of course the few donuts there for him, which not everyone knew about, which is why there's only a few guys here spinning around on the track. But so yeah, this pretty much rounds up former Xbox Season 4 and also F1 2013 in fact, because there are no more league races for me to do on this game. Pinnacle's finished now until F1 2014. It'll be back for Season 5 then, and hopefully it'll go well. I'm hoping that of course the connection is improved on that game and I can enjoy racing in Pinnacle again. And there is a mini championship coming up in former Xbox, but I really don't want to take part in any more races on F1 2013, so I'm not going to be taking part in it. But there is only one more race that I have to do in this, and that is these mini races that we have to do for testing to decide what tier we're in. So of course I want to take part in that, because I don't want to end up in tier 2 again, and I mean, I hope I get into tier 1 again anyway. But yeah, as I said, this is pretty much the end then of F1 2013 on my channel. There is actually going to be a former Xbox montage coming up, because of course F1 2013 was where it all started for me on former Xbox. So, of course, with Tier 2, like last November I think it started, and of course it's led up to us being in Tier 1 now. So there is going to be a little montage to acknowledge like my time so far in former Xbox, kind of similar to the one that I did for Pinnacle, except it's not really a goodbye video. Although I guess you could say the Pinnacle one wasn't, because I'm coming back to that as well. But there's your final results then, with Luke winning from Olestrom and me, as we don't count the reserves. So yeah, that is pretty much it then for this race, for this season, and for F1 2013. It has been a fun ride. Of course it's turned a bit sour in the past few months, but we're hoping for a fresh start in F1 2014. I'm sure it will be a very good game and hopefully a big improvement on this one. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this final league race on F1 2013, then leave a like, and I'll see you on F1 2014. But stick around on my channel because there will be other games being played in the meantime. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.